us. We are joined right now by an actor who you see on Schitt's Creek. Of course, he is a musician as well. Here's music right there. Noah Reid joining us on the Sprint People's Hotline. Noah, appreciate you coming on. How you been?
Hey, guys, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. My good friend here, Keyshawn, we just had Ryan Garcia, the boxer, on, and Keyshawn seems to think that he can beat him up. I know you play hockey. I know you're good at baseball. Do you think you can handle a boxer too?
I think that I could definitely stand in a ring. I'm guessing I would get crushed, but I'm up for it if that's what's going on.
See, he ain't backing down.
Well, then both you guys can get beat up by Ryan Garcia. It's fine by me.
Dude's too small, man. He's too small.
So, no, what is life?
This is already the highlight of my sports career right now, so I appreciate that.
No, what has life been like 1 week after Schitt's Creek wrapped? You had a great 6-season run, lots of recognition, awards, the whole nine. But now 1 week, no Schitt's Creek. What is life like for you?
Well, I mean, I wonder what it would be like under different circumstances if I wasn't holed up in my house. But it's I think it's a bit of a surreal feeling knowing that we're not going back to work. But it's been a pretty amazing. The benefit of the internet is that it allows you to hear the celebration of the show a little bit, and we've heard from so many amazing fans who love the show and who love what we've done, and so that feels pretty good to just revel in that.
No, I think most people know the show Schitt's Creek, and that you joined the show in season 3. You became a regular in season 4. Were you a fan of it? Because just think, the concept of the show itself is just so great. This wealthy family that loses all their money, that has to go to this backwater town and kind of try to figure it out from there. It's a great concept. Were you a fan before you joined the show?
That question is a source of much contention between Dan Levy and I, because I had never seen the show when I auditioned for it. When I got the audition, I was like, I should probably catch up on doing this so I know what the show is. But then I was like, no, if I don't watch it, then I won't make too big of a deal of it in my head. So I intentionally stayed away from it, which Dan is furious about to this day. I have watched it since, though. It's a good show, as it turns out.
At a certain point in the show, you went from being sort of like a curious kind of guest, that us viewers didn't know about, to like an essential element. You had a lot of important storylines that happened. What was your favorite moment on the show?
Oh man, I mean, truly, there are too many to count. I think every moment that I got to be on that show, as we go on, into life without it, I sort of hold those moments more and more closely. But I think, in the context of this interview, I'd say the day that we shot the baseball episode was a lot of fun. To just be on a baseball diamond with Eugene and Dan Levy, talking baseball. And I felt a certain amount of personal responsibility for that episode, because I have this yearly baseball game that I play with my friends for my birthday, and I had invited Dan one year to play in it, and I think that's where he got the idea for the episode, especially because he went 3 for 4 that day. He was pretty psyched.
Being in self-quarantine right now, obviously, clearly you can't do any of the, you can't be on set doing anything, you can't prepare yourself. So what have you been doing? Have you been standing in the mirror, getting tired of reading the same thing over and over? I know it's your job, but it's got to be to the point where you're like, man, nobody's talking back to me.
Yeah, well, I think there is a lot of sort of staring out the window. I think right now is the time. I'm lucky to have music, because I spend a lot of time in my basement just working on, new songs, playing covers and playing old songs. I think I'd be a lot crazier if I wasn't focusing a lot of attention into music right now. Also, I have the occasional barrel fire in my backyard, so I'm grateful to have some outdoor space, and this is a good time to reflect. I think, boredom is real, but it's the least of the world's problems right now, so I'm okay to accept a little bit of it.
But you were supposed to be on tour right now, actually, right? Your new record comes out in May. Your new single is being released today. We just played a little bit of it called "Hold On," but you were supposed to be on tour right now.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to be about to kick off our third leg of our tour right now. So we would have been probably in Cleveland or Cincinnati right now. I can't remember exactly what the days are all running into each other, but yeah, we had to. We played our last show in Chicago on, I believe it was the 10th, and the next day was the day that Rudy Gobert and Tom Hanks sort of let the world know this was something to be serious about. And so we headed home, and the rest of the dates are postponed. Hopefully we can get back out and play those dates, and we're honoring all of our previous ticket purchases, and hopefully with the success of the show, this just means that we can play in some bigger rooms and to bigger audiences. But I'm working hard to look for the silver lining here, but canceling that tour or postponing it really was, I think, the only option at that point, and it was a bitter pill to swallow, but we all felt it was the right thing to do.
Actor and go ahead,
Travis. Okay, I was going to say, speaking of things being serious, have you had a chance to binge watch the Tiger King series?
Oh, I watched Tiger King. Yeah, absolutely. It was like the first thing. I mean, how could you avoid a show like that? It was just so in everybody's face, and it was an explosion.
Yeah, it was.
Did she kill her husband?
Oh, Carol? Yeah, I believe she killed her husband. Yeah. There's a maniacal quality in her eyes that tells me that she killed that man and fed him to the cat.
Yeah, well, it's still unanimous. Noah Reid joining us here on the Sprint People's Hotline. Noah, I want you to put your musician hat on here for a second. We did a little game on the show yesterday where we all drafted our favorite frontmen from some classic bands over the years. I'm going to give you the 3 teams that we put together. I'm not going to attach a name to it. You tell me which one's the best. You ready?
All right.
Okay, here's team 1. It's Prince, Bobby Brown, Bono, and Smokey Robinson. That's team 1. Team 2 is Michael Jackson, Springsteen, Beyonce, and Sting. And then team number 3 is Freddie Mercury, Mick Jagger, Axl Rose, and Robert Plant.
Wow. These are some hot fire teams. Wow. Man.
You want to hear them?
I'm going to go with. No, I know them. I'm going to go with team 2. I'm going to go with team 2.
That's LV's.
Why, Noah, are you going with my team?
Because you texted me to pick it.
Wow.
Whoa.
So that's what we're doing now.
No, man, I think the combination of MJ and Beyonce and Springsteen, just those 3 alone, are kind of that's a pretty magical situation right there. So I mean, I don't know. I all 3 teams are winners in my estimation, but there can only be one champion.
Well, I don't like that answer.
Sound like he was buying into Bobby Brown.
I don't like that answer because you didn't pick my team, so I'm going to change subjects. We've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, where we've been talking to some seniors in high school and in college, talking about their athletic careers and how they were kind of suspended because of the quarantine that were going on. I'm going to give you the floor here. You were in the midst of your hockey season when it got shut down, and you guys were on a roll, so you can take a minute to kind of peacock your hockey abilities right now.
The boys on my team are going to be so excited about this. Our team is called the Icemans. We play in the DMHL low C division here in Toronto, and we actually I confirmed with the captain of our team we were actually 22-1 when the season was suspended. And they have yet to crown us champions. We were about to head into the playoffs, and everything got sort of put on hold. And now I'm told the summer league is in jeopardy too. So we'll see if maybe this exposure puts a little bit of pressure on Commissioner Rick Ford to crown the Iceman champions. But that's what I'm hopeful for.
You told me recently that you guys all went to see the Toronto Raptors during the NBA Finals. Can you tell us a little bit of what it's like being a Canadian and having an NBA crown in your country, in your city, especially since it's still a question mark if we're going to have a champion this season?
Oh, that run was truly magnificent. I mean, I've never. I was a kid when the Blue Jays won back-to-back World Series in '92 and '93, and I've never experienced anything like the city of Toronto was just so. It was electric here when that series was being played, and we went to Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I've never been in a building like that. The feeling in the air, and of course we lost that game. That was the epic game when KD went down, and Toronto sports fans got a bit of a bad name for throwing out some cheers for that. But it was, I mean, just an epic moment for Toronto and all of Canada, really. And the parade, I mean, we stood in the parade for hours getting a sunburn to watch those guys on big buses spraying champagne all over the place. It was truly, it was magnificent. I'll never forget it. And I have to feel like if this season wasn't suspended, the Raptors had a pretty good shot at running it back, you know? I don't know.
Well, Noah Reid definitely doing a hell of a job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But they're a surprise of the season for sure. Noah Reid on Schitt's Creek. Congratulations on wrapping that show. It's incredibly funny for maybe the handful of people that have not got a chance to see it. By all means, go watch it. You will laugh. I guarantee it. Noah, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you just like that he picked your team, don't you, LZ?
Well, listen, I knew when you didn't pick, which was a joke. Listen, Bobby Brown, you listen, you were punching